Alright, so we're going to prep this block, N20 block, and one of the things I do is I like to get all the silicone off the bottom of the block using a brand new razor. Okay, and I just basically go like this, scrape off all the old silicone, and then that'll help me prep for the next step. Okay, so we're going to remove these old main bearings. Okay, there's 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can tell they're main bearings because they have the hole in the middle here for the oil passage to lubricate it. So you're gonna take that off, and then notice the middle one, it looks different. That's the center one for the thrust bearing. Okay, so and then these are the new bearings here. Okay, so new bearings from SSF. I'm gonna wipe it down a little bit and gonna install them like this. Okay, just like that, and then we're gonna set the crankshaft on there now. Just like that. And what we're gonna do next is we're gonna test the clearance between the bearings and the journal using a plastic gauge. Okay, so I'm gonna get that prepped right now. That'll be the next step. Okay, so we also need to replace the bearings at the bottom of the block where the bed plate is. So this is the bottom bearings. So we're gonna take it out. That was tight. They don't look pretty bad actually. Okay, wipe it down. Now I've already sent this off to the machine shop as well. They hot take this as well. So all we're doing is just cleaning off any residual and blowing out any debris. And here are the new bearings, nice and shiny. When you put in these new bearings on, you gotta make sure they're in the right orientation. You can see this little notch here. It goes right there, only in one way. Just like that. This one right here. And then remember the centerpiece is the main thrust bearing, and the notch is right here. Okay, now we're going to go on to the next step. Okay, so we're going to measure the clearance between the main bearings and the journals on the crank with the plastic gauge. So I'm just going to lay a little strip like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need another piece. Ran out. Let me get another one here. Pause it real quick. Okay, we're gonna put the bed plate now over the crank. Go. You gotta make sure it sits flat. There's two dowel pins just like that, and That's flat. Now we're gonna go over to our torque spec. We're gonna torque it out in this sequence here, starting from the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then it'll be 20 newton meters for the first round, and then 90 degrees for the second round. I have my torque wrench here. It's a digital one from Snap-on, and it's gonna calibrate right now. So we're gonna do 20 newton meters first. Okay, so we're gonna put these bolts in. These are for the mains only. I already blew the hose out, nice and clean. Okay, and then I'm gonna just drill them down in the next video. Okay, so first round is 20 newton meters. And by the way, this engine is from my customer named Kenny. He drives the 5 Series F10 with the N20 engine. I'm rebooting his engine for him right now. Let's come get the reading here. You ready? 20. Last one. 20 right there. Okay, next round. All right, now the second step is the final step, 90 degree angle. 90 degree right there. Here we go. $90. 91. Give or take. There you go. Number 2. 3. Following the sequence, it's basically inside outside. Okay. Get this last one right here. Here we go, number 10. Right there. 90 newton meters, which equates to 90 degrees equates to 70 newton meters. That's it. Okay, we're gonna take the bed plate off now. I'm gonna have to tap on it. We already removed the bolts after torquing it down. Flip this upside down, and now you'll see the plastic gauge has been crushed, and you can see the thickness per journal for the main on the block and main on the bed plate as well. You can see that right there. And then we're gonna take our chart, and the spec for this is 0.008 to 0.00018, so about 1,000 to 1,500. So here's 1.5. That looks pretty close to 1,500. See? And you want to check all of them. That looks good. That looks good. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. Now on the block. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. And 1.5. That looks good. So let me explain what that means. That means the journals on the crank is not warped or out of round, egg-shaped, or any matter like that. And the clearance between the bearings and the journal is perfect. So now oil can flow through between the journal and the bearings and properly lubricate the crank. And that's what we want. When you do an engine build, it's necessary to do this part. It is a little bit tedious, but we gotta do this part to make sure that we're doing the right build. So the next step is we do the same thing, but with the rod journals, and now because we already checked the main journals. Okay, so all right, so now we're gonna put new pistons, new rods, pin, and clips with new bearings as well on the block, and we're going to do the same test with the plastic gauge. All right, so now we're going to put the piston into the cylinder, and a couple things you want to pay attention to. There's an arrow here that faces the front of the engine, but sometimes when you're doing a build and you reuse pistons, that arrow is not visible. Then go based off the crown of the piston. As you can see, this part of the piston has bigger indentations than the bottom. That means these are intake valves and these are exhaust valves. Intakes are bigger than exhaust. So we're gonna oil it up real good with this, which I already did. Oops. And then I'm gonna put my tool. This is my special recompressor tool. This part here, that's the part number. Okay, this is for the 84 millimeter piston. I'm gonna put this down, make sure the arrow is facing the right way. Okay. All right, and then you're gonna use a little, you just tap it in. Just like that. Okay, so this is the second piston. We're gonna put the new bearing in, just like that. Okay, and then we're gonna go over to the engine now.